The Mississippi River built coastal Louisiana over about the last 6,000 or 7,000 years. It did that by building land in open water, and it does that very well during floods. So what happens during floods is that sediment comes down the whole Mississippi watershed. So little bits of Illinois and little bits of Iowa and little bits of Ohio, they come all the way down the river, sand and silt and clay. And when the river hits the Gulf of Mexico, it spreads out and the speed slows down. When that sediment comes down and rains out of the water and falls to the bed, it can build up and up and up. And so that when the water goes down again, we have land. You have to have that high water to build land with the river. Well, a lot of people say that there isn't as much sediment in the Mississippi River as there used to be, and that's absolutely true. There is a lot of sediment trapped behind dams on the Missouri and on the dams on the tributaries of the Ohio. But there's still a lot of sediment in that water. It still looks muddy when it comes down and very rich. One of the things we're thinking about when the 2011 flood is, where does the water go? How can we get the water away from places where we don't want it? So the key thing is to think about where we can put the water, where we want the sediment. Remember, the sediment moves with the water. So if we can think of a way of getting more places, more outlets for that water to go, so that it can move out of the main stem of the river in many more locations, each one of them won't have to take as much water, then the sediment will go with it, and if we can get a good flood and a lot of sediment with the water out into the marshes, then we stand a chance of building some new land.